You don't have a heart.
Yes, I do. It's black, and it beats for you.
Marvel coming through with the good cush lesbian content was not on my bingo card for 2024, but here we are. I love it here. This show is such a breath of fresh air from Marvel. I did not think that they had the ovaries to put something like this out there, and I gotta hand it to them. They came through. As the kids like to say, they served. That hand lick. the hand lick is my new religion. Ladies, is it gay to lick another woman's wound? I can't. The lines, you don't have a heart, and then yes I do, it's black, and it beats for you, deserves an Emmy, deserves a Nobel Prize. This scene was more lesbian than most episodes of The L Word. Eileen Shaken's been real quiet since this dropped. That's all I'm saying. Aubrey Plaza looking like this is relevant to my interests. Aubrey Plaza sitting like this is relevant to my interests. The level of lesbian tension in this scene is relevant to my interests. We need to talk about that small moment of gay panic that Agatha has when Rio tells her that if she wants to be in control, she can be. In fact, we should have a group meeting about it right now. I didn't know that I needed to see Catherine Hahn's groceries out on display, but it turns out I did. It turns out I appreciate Catherine Hahn's groceries very much, actually. I think we need more naked middle-aged women in Marvel shows, quite frankly. It seems like a recipe for success to me. Hi guys, welcome to a video, and in today's video I just wanted to share my thoughts on the first 2 episodes of the new Marvel show, Agatha All Along. Now, I'm sure most of you already know this, but if you didn't, Agatha All Along is a spin-off from the series WandaVision, and it follows the character of Agatha Harkness, who recruits some unlikely allies on her quest to regain her former powers that was stripped from her by the Scarlet Witch. Now, I don't think that you have to have seen WandaVision or Multiverse of Madness in order to watch Agatha All Along, but the show makes a lot more sense and it's much more enjoyable if you have. Interestingly, the character of Agatha Harkness doesn't actually have her own comic book series. She just makes appearances here and there in other characters' comic book series. And this meant that the writers were given more free rein with her lore and character building for the show. Another interesting fact about this series is that the effects and the sets are all practical. This is because the showrunner wanted the series to embody an old school 80s feel, where the horror aspects have a more physical realness to them. So as you can see, this series stands out from a lot of other Marvel productions in more ways than one. Honestly, I would describe Agatha All Along as American Horror Story meets The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina meets Killing Eve. Those are the vibes. I feel like if you liked any of those productions, you will probably like this show at least a little bit. I had 0 expectations going into this show. I did not know what to expect. I know that I wasn't expecting to enjoy it as much as I did, which was a pleasant surprise. In my opinion, the strongest aspects of this show are its cast. Aubrey Plaza, Patti LuPone, and Catherine Hahn all have such an engaging, electric on-screen presence. It's hard to look away. And really, the entire cast is charismatic and they all have great comedic timing and chemistry with each other. The writing is also very sharp, it's very funny, and the fact that it doesn't take itself too seriously goes in its favour. You can just tell the production has been given room to breathe, and that sets it apart from a lot of other Marvel productions. It's got some flavour to it. Obviously, this show had a lot of backlash for being woke, but it's really not. Any social commentary the show does have, particularly about women, is quite cleverly threaded into the writing, and it feels refreshing and intelligent, as opposed to preachy and annoying. If Catherine Hahn's bare ass is what it is to be woke, then I support woke content. Some of us prefer that to muscly men. That's not me saying anything about the people who just want to see movies and series about muscly gay men. Like, that's not me suggesting that it's because of some underlying reason. I'm just saying it's okay to be gay. Agatha All Along does have a rich variety of women, but that's not why the show is good. The show is good because that rich variety of women all bring something to the table in terms of charisma, chemistry, and comedy. The representation that they offer is just a bonus for those who appreciate it. Honestly, it didn't come across to me as though the show was trying to push any kind of message. It came across to me as though the show had no to give, and for that it has my respect. There's a lot of Easter eggs, pop culture references, and historical witchcraft references in the show, which are really fun to spot both visually and in the writing. One huge theme that stands out in the show, especially with the Witch's Road, is the Wizard of Oz, and that theme connects back to WandaVision, where we saw the shot of Agatha's boots from when she was crushed under the house, and also the cinema canopy with the great and powerful Oz upon it. So it's really fun to connect all of those references together. And there's many other themes in the show. That is just one example. Ballad of the Witch's Road, it's a bop. Patti LuPone's vocals, This is the song of the autumn, people, 2024. As for Agatha and Rio's relationship, a romantic history has pretty much been established between them from the beginning. And so it's clearly either something that's going to be explored later on or something that has relevance to the story. As to whether they're going to keep it to a place of the past or if they're going to rekindle it is yet to be determined. Whatever direction they take it in, it's going to be emotionally complicated. We can see there's some deep feelings of animosity between the two of them, but there's also a strong sense of attraction and care at the same time. The cake has layers, and lesbians find it delicious. Like I said earlier, I wasn't expecting anything like this from Marvel at all. They've already stepped outside of the box of expectation, so anything could happen with these two. That said, I'm not getting carried away. You know, it's still early days. Catherine Hahn has said there was a very charged energy between her and Aubrey Plaza when they were filming together, and you can really feel that in their scenes. I mean, this moment with Rio trying to wipe away Agatha's tears, it was intense. I actually have a feeling this moment may have been improv because there's something so raw and visceral about it. I could be wrong and the acting was just that good that it looks that way, but I have a hunch it was improv. In any case, it's obvious to see that Aubrey and Catherine have just so fearlessly stepped into these characters and are giving us everything. The chemistry is insane. They are very much my new obsession. Every second they're on screen together is just so electrifying. I'll be happy with whatever we get from them. I will lick the crumbs off the floor. Okay, on to my theories. Unfortunately, they're not that much different from other people's theories. I wish my theories were unique, but honestly, some of the connections and clues in this show are somewhat obvious, which understandably leads most people to the same conclusions. The first thing is there's clearly more to Teen than meets the eye, and this has pretty much been confirmed by Joe Locke himself. I think at some point Teen is absolutely going to turn into an antagonist, and I think the black ink on his fingers in the first episode may suggest that he's got a connection to or an interest in the Darkhold. And yes, the Darkhold has supposedly been destroyed, but like anything in the Marvel universe, has it really? There's also a very plausible theory going around that Teen is Billy Kaplan, aka Wiccan, from the Marvel Young Avengers comics, who is the reincarnated version of William Maximoff, who was Wanda's son. Wiccan is actually gay in the comics, and Teen is shown to be gay on the show, which creates a connection there. And finally, the stitching on Teen's mouth that appears when he says his name to Agatha kind of looks like a W or an M to me, which could potentially be another clue. Another theory is that Rio is the Black Heart and Green Witch on the list that was given to Agatha by Lilia. I mean, it seems obvious from Rio's My Heart is Black line, and she has shown that she has powers related to the elements and to nature. It also explains why Agatha was acting strangely about the Black Heart Witch and invited Sharon to join instead. Interestingly, in the Marvel comics, there is actually a character called Blackheart, and it's possible that Rio is a female version of him or has some kind of relation to him. If that's the case, then the theories kind of go wild, because in the comics, Blackheart is able to shapeshift. So if Rio is Blackheart, it's possible that she shapeshifted herself into the animals that were following Agatha, or maybe shapeshifted herself into one of the other characters, namely Sharon, which would explain why the door to the Witch's Road opened, when as far as we know, Sharon isn't a witch. There's also been clips released from later on in the series where we can see that Rio has joined the gang and Sharon is missing, which also tracks with that theory. Either that or perhaps Sharon is secretly a witch. We'll see. And finally, I think Wanda may appear, a tiny May, at the end of the series. They literally made a joke about how you can never be sure if someone's really dead in the first episode. This theory I'm the least sure of because Elizabeth Olsen has politely, in a roundabout way, expressed some dissatisfaction with the writing around Wanda's character, specifically in Multiverse of Madness, which may have put her off stepping back into the role. But then again, this production is very different from anything Marvel has produced before, especially in terms of the writing around its female characters. And that may have been enough to lure her back in. We'll just have to wait and see. Overall, I thought these first 2 episodes were incredible, and I can't wait to see where this series takes us. I'm hoping that it manages to carry on with the same kind of energy that it started with, but we'll just have to wait and see. Honestly, this show seems like just the kind of unhinged fun that we need right now, and either way, I am seated. Okay guys, let me know your thoughts and theories on all things Agatha All Along down in the comments section below. Don't forget to subscribe for instant disappointment, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!